What's up, traders? All right, today we are ending green. Five about 5.5%, $204. Made up what I made yesterday. Honestly, yesterday, unfortunate. If you saw my recap, I was so close to having a nice 10% winner. Just got kind of wicked out and stopped out, so we took a loss instead of a win. It was such a close trade. But it's all good. Today we made it back. We're at all-time highs again on my account, and we're starting the week next week strong at all-time highs. So just don't want to start and draw down on Monday. So I'm gonna just kind of ease into the week and try to get a nice 10% week at least. I'm at 18% on the month, so if I can get close to 30% on the month, that's fine. Obviously, 40% is my goal, but that's the goal. I'm not always going to hit the goal. If I do, great. I don't need to hit it. But I would like to come close. So let's go over the trade real quick, and then I'll just go over my metrics a little bit more. Today we traded DRCT. I took this pretty early. Things were popping. I didn't want to wait for news catalyst since it's Friday. A lot of times we don't get a new good news catalyst, so I was willing to take an early trade, um, a little after 7 when we get these kind of consolidation trades and move higher. DRCT looked good. I had drawn out this double top previously. Um, Scanner ding told me it was popping up again. Once I saw it pop up, retesting this double top, I got in pretty much for the break of it. So once it broke, I got in at 489. I didn't wait for a retest or anything because honestly, the market's pretty hot, and when they break resistance, they kind of just go. So if you get caught waiting for a retest or pullback on these, you kind of get just left in the dust, and that's what was happening to me yesterday. I was hesitating a little bit instead of just punching it when it broke resistance, and I kept missing trades. So today, when I saw a setup I liked and I saw it break out, I just got in. Albeit, like I told you guys before, I don't like getting in high, but the market is telling me to just go. When it breaks, it's gonna go. So just punch it. So that's what I did today, and it paid off. Got in at 489. I wanted to take some profit on the break of 5, so when it broke 5 up here, I took some off. It kind of did a little pullback and then went higher. When it pulled back on this candle here and pushed up again, I took a little bit more, and then I took a little bit more, and then one last little pullback and push. I took some more at 540. I saw the bodies of the candle getting smaller. It was super extended off the EMA. So I was expecting it to just kind of pull back here. It did a little pullback, but then even pushed higher, which I was surprised. But like I said, in this market, um, it's a pretty hot market right now. So when things go, they go. I could have probably been a little more patient, but I will admit I was trading my P&L a little bit. I was trying to make back what I lost yesterday because I just wanted to get back to all-time highs in my account for the next week. So did I limit how much I could have made on this trade? Yeah. Yeah, I could have just tried to hold until about a 550 level, which it definitely tapped before it did pull back. So I could have took my first exit here, but you know, I'm okay with a 5% trade. Um, I'm okay with that. It gets me back to all-time highs. For this week, we are looking at. This week was weird. Um, that's not correct. Only 132% gain. It's it's a 3.5% week. This week was weird. I didn't trade Monday, and honestly, Mondays have been good for me. I am always green on Mondays. We usually get good news. It kind of sets the week up. So I didn't trade Monday because it was a holiday. Tuesday was one loss, one win, not great. Wednesday I was on a time constraint for work, so I didn't really get to trade. So I only got to trade Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I traded 3 days this week. Unfortunately, yesterday was a red day when I feel like it shouldn't have been, and that kind of screwed up my week. So this happens. I have a day job. Sometimes work gets in the way of trading. Holidays mess up the week, but next week I don't think we have any of that. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to trade every day next week. So I'm hoping to get more of a week like previous week, where I was, I think, almost 20% on the week. Oops, 27% week. So yeah, that's what's doable. If I can sit down every day and execute and not get faked out, I believe in a market like this, I can get 15, 20%, maybe even a little bit more like this. I didn't have a red day that week too, so that plays a major picture. So we'll see what next week offers us. Hopefully, we stay in a hot market and I can capitalize well. Um, if I can get a nice 20% week, then I'm almost at 40%. But I'm going to be realistic and go for the 10% week and just see what happens. But who knows? Who knows? Um, Honestly, what I could have done better today, I could have held my winner a bit longer. I saw the small body candle here print and I was expecting a pullback and I was trading my P&L a little bit. If we look at the 15-second chart, this thing didn't really give us a reason to sell until 550. It never even broke the 9 EMA on the 15-second chart. So with that said, I could have had more of a trailing stop, tried to get more out of my profit, saying, hey, once it breaks the 9 EMA, like a candle closes below it, I can take profit. And if I have done that, I wouldn't have sold until 540. Or I could have taken profit, held position for runner, have a trailing stop, say, hey, once it breaks one of the EMAs, 9 EMA, 20 EMA, I will exit. If I did that, then I would have probably sold at 550, maybe sold more. Yeah, 550 if I did a trail and stop, or if I just stopped as it pushed higher. I don't know. That's exit strategies. Definitely something I can work on. A lot of times I just get caught selling it into strength, which is what I was taught by Ross Cameron. And is there room for improvement, especially in a cash account where I'm trying to maximize my games? Yeah, I think having like a looking for a reason, like let the market give you a reason to exit. Don't just sell because it's going up in price. Let the market give you a reason to sell. And honestly, I don't really see a reason to sell. Um, Maybe until this bigger candle, or especially this big red doji. That's kind of signaling a top more so than these, which is where I was selling. It was popping, pulling back, popping, pulling back, and never even broke the EMA. So could have did better with my sells, but I'm still happy with my trade. Um, yeah, so trying to think out what else to say. This is a pretty short recap. Um, let's see, what can we do? Let's look at our win rate for this week. It's not going to be great, but yeah, 50%. That's why I'm barely green on the week. 50% with one 5% loss. Um, it is what it is. I didn't even get to trade the whole week, so win rate on the month, 56%. Not the greatest. I can definitely improve that. I've had some red days, and I feel like I'm getting caught taking lower quality setups. You know, in a hotter, this is the problem I have in a hotter market, is there's more things moving. When there's more things moving, you kind of like don't want to get caught on the sidelines, but when a cash account, you can only take a certain amount of trades. For me, it's two max. So trying to navigate through which setups to take, which setups to pass. Sometimes I pass a setup and then it goes much higher than I thought it would because we're in a hot market, and it kind of creates a little bit of FOMO, and then I'm navigating emotions, navigating setups, and it becomes a little more difficult. Obviously, the opportunity is better when you do get a winning setup. In a colder market, though, not a lot of things are going, and when one does go, it gets singular focus, so that only one stock is going at a time, and that one stock is easier to dial in on. Um, but my winners are much smaller in a colder market typically. So I think in this hotter market, I need to hold on to my winners a bit longer. Try to maximize my profits on my winners, um, and I'll get better results. But you know, whatever. This says 21% on the month. This says 18. I don't know what is correct. Either way, it doesn't matter. Pretty much sitting around 20%. So I can still end the month 30%, and that's what my goal is gonna be. If I get any more than that, great. Um, and yeah, so that's where my account sits. Hoping to get to hoping to break $4,000 next month or next week. I'm wanting to sit around $4,500 at the end of the month. Um, that would be good because then I can go into March or yeah, what month are we in? We're in freaking January. Then I can go into February at $4,500 where I can try to push up to around 6,000 for that month. I feel like once I get above to if I once I get like around 7 or 8,000, you'll really see my winners start to grow. Um, you know, that's when I'll start to have those $300-400 days, and that's where I want to be. You know, having the $300-400 days is gonna start to really excel the growth of my account. Not anything crazy, but you will see it start to pick up a bit more once I have those bigger winners. So, you know, like I said, the compounding math starts to kick in a little bit more once you get up to seven, eight, nine, $10,000. You can have those, you know, three, four, $500 days. Right now I'm sitting around like on a good day, I'm sitting between like 250. Those are my bigger winners. 5 to 7%. I feel like I can get a 10% winner if I'm a little more patient on the sell. So maybe I'll try to do that. The market looks hot next week. Maybe I'll stick out and hold on to my winners a bit longer to try to get a bit more. But honest, my headset just likes to randomly turn off in the middle of making these. um, like I said today, I was just trying to get back to green on the week and get out of drawdown. So I did that, just that. All right, guys. If I have time this weekend, hopefully Sunday, I'm gonna make another video on why you suck at trading. I'm gonna highlight another topic I think is important that traders must become self-aware of and try to fix. So I'm gonna try to get around to that. I have a friend's birthday party that I have to go to. It's like a weekend thing, so Sunday, if I'm not too tired, I'll make a video on that and get that published. Please check it out. And if you guys like these recaps, please give me a follow, like, subscribe. Also, give me any feedback in the comments or any questions you have. Please leave anything in the comments. Obviously, I'm a new channel, so I'm just trying to get some traction. The comments help the algorithm, but it also lets me um, let me communicate with you guys. I do this because I want to help people. As corny as that sounds, I don't have a course, I don't have anything. I'm just here um, trying to put information out there. I participate in Reddit. I try to help people in Reddit, but I feel like this captures a better audience. So, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. All right, guys, take care. Have a nice weekend. See you Monday.